What's up, guys? It's Dom Trimble here from Refinance, and today we're going to go over the three best refinance deals in the current Australian market. Now, firstly, it's a bit of a misconception that right now isn't a good time to refinance because what's happening is there's not much advertising going on at the moment. The banks have actually hit capacity from a few months ago. They are starting to quieten up. So it's a little bit of a misconception that things are, I guess, quieter or the deals aren't as good. It's simply just because they're not being advertised and they're not being put in your face. So let's go over why it's a great time to refinance in the three best deals at the moment. We're going to go over why it's a great deal for you, what you need to factor in, and I guess just summarize what type of position you're going to be in where it makes the most sense. Now, these are the top three refinance deals. The best one or the most value deal is with the Bank of China. Now, this deal has a 5.68% variable rate, which is fantastic, lowest on the market. The cashback's 4,000. Now you won't find something like this anymore. This is absolutely the highest. And to be honest, they're one of the last banks, if not the last bank, to do this level of cashback. They have increased their minimum loan size to 400K. They've filled up their books, as we're going to talk about. So now they're just taking on larger loans. And if this fits you, that's still fine. You can get a redraw and offset facility. And there is a $395 annual fee for the offset, but they'll waive it in the first year, which is pretty good and pretty standard. Now, the one thing about this deal, if you do have solar in your house, that's how you access the 5.68%. If you don't, the rate is 5.78%. And to be honest, it's still going to be the best deal with or without solar. Look at it if you have the solar just as a bonus. Now, why is this a great deal? So without, as you can see, the numbers speak for themselves. It's the lowest rate and it's the highest cashback. That usually speaks for itself. And the solar discount's just simply insane. This, you won't find a rate this low. It's with this type of cashback associated to it. And there's really no fees at all. There are times when there might be a valuation fee, but we will let you know upfront with that. So for example, if it's a more expensive house, that could happen. But what happens is they'll value the house and they'll give us that quote. So oftentimes we can get it covered by the bank. So that is the only little thing from a fee point of view to look out for. But it's absolutely immaterial when you consider you're getting 4,000. If there's a $200 valuation fee at most, it's nothing to worry about when you have this value proposition. So that's it. It's just simply the best deal. You can't get a lower rate and cashback combination anywhere in Australia at the moment. And that's why it's so good. But there are a lot of things to factor in with this deal. And if you've been keeping track of our videos, you'll notice we've gone over this deal a lot of times because we love putting our clients with the Bank of China, but we want them to be totally in the know about what type of deal it is. So firstly, minimum loan of 400K. It's for those slightly larger loan sizes. That's why the value is so great. The turnaround times are pretty ordinary at the moment. We're lodging, it's taking 60 days, if not longer, from start to finish. If you need to do something really quick, like you want to get some cash out for a car, or you have to settle by X amount of time, this probably isn't the deal for you. But if you're someone that's like, look, I don't mind waiting for the best deal. I'll just put my interest in, give the documents, and there's no real rush. This is fantastic. We're finding a lot of clients that are coming off fixed deals where I'm talking to them 2 or 3 months before, opting in on this deal. So we're timing it pretty much perfectly. Even if you're on a variable deal, it's still fantastic. Regardless of the extra, let's say 1 month you have to wait, the numbers still work out. Probably the biggest thing to understand about this deal, look, it's a simple deal. Bank of China, they've been in Australia for about 10 years, and they're not CBA net bank level of net banking, of internet banking. And it's not branch stuff. Like, you're not going to go into the branch and speak to someone once or twice a week. It's just not that type of deal. It's absolutely fantastic for set and forget. So for example, get onto this deal, have your direct debits of your repayments, have your offset account. You can put your money in offset, take in and out of offset and redraw. But if you're someone that needs more than that, like you want to have that communication line with a bank about bits and pieces, personally, I don't really see the need anymore the way, the home loan industry is. Just get on a great deal, do your direct debits and, put money in offset and redraw and take it out when you need. That should be how you conceptualize this deal, and even home loans in general. We're even saying to our clients, look, you don't need to close your savings account. Open up a savings account with CBA or ING because they're magnificent, but just put your home loan here. Have a credit card with another bank. This is kind of how you get the best of all of every single side. So yeah, in summary with this one here, it's just the best deal. The numbers can't be beaten. There's a few caveats, the turnaround time, and also, it is a simpler product. There's still a branch in every major city in Australia. So, you can, and the service is fine, like when you call up, but it's just not, it's not a complicated product at all. So on to the second best deal. We've got St. George Bank and Bank of Melbourne. So the deal here will range from about 5.79 to 5.83. It will depend on LVR and your loan amount. We'll price this up for you as soon as you opt in. The cashback's $2,000 at the moment, which is really good, and it's a $2,000 cashback for a 250K minimum loan. So that is something that should be noted. This product's got a redraw. The redraw is free, but if you did want the offset account, it will come with a $395 annual fee. And again, this one here, I'm going to say we waive it every time. 90% of the time they'll waive the first year annual fee. So, with Bank of China, it's a certainty. With these guys, it's 90% sure. So just, we'll let you know that as well. So why is this a great deal? The numbers are good. It's the equal second best rate in cashback. Minimum loan of 250K for that cashback, which is great for those with a loan under the 400K threshold. Look, it's fantastic for a second or third property as well. And this is what a lot of people are actually surprised to hear. If you had two properties that you're looking to refinance, we can refinance one to Bank of China and the second one to St. George. This way, you're kind of getting the best of both worlds, and you're maximizing how much value you're getting. So that's something that can't really be understated. And look, these guys have great service. Their online banking is really good, and you can have branch access with them. So if you're someone that just really wants that, this is a great option. Turnaround times are super, super quick at the moment. So if you do have a time constraint or a bit of urgency, these guys are cool. So for example, you wanted to get some cash out for that next property, or consolidate debts, or even cash out for a car, refinance with St. George and Bank of Melbourne, and just get it done with them quickly. And fantastic for cashing out, buying the next property. But look, honestly, if you're someone that has a property portfolio, wants to add to that, you're looking at getting cash out, doing more complicated stuff. You want to be looking more at St. George and even ANZ that we'll speak about. Bank of China is not going to be the best bank for that type of arrangement. Think of Bank of China as just need the best deal, set and forget. Whereas if you do need that level of service, you're looking to build your portfolio, St. George, Bank of Melbourne, a great bank for that. Something to factor in with these guys, if you're already with Westpac or ultimately St. George or Bank of Melbourne, you can't refinance to another one of these guys for the cashback. So yeah, we often find a lot of people with those lenders. So, if you're with them, you can't get this deal, obviously. So that's St. George and Bank of Melbourne, great deal. Now we have ANZ as our third best deal. So the rate here is 5.79 to 5.89. We're getting a bit of pricing, but a bit more fluctuation based on the LVR and loan amount with these guys. So again, we'll put that pricing request in for you up front. Cashback's $2,000 for the 250K loan amount. Same with St. George, which is fantastic. You get the redraw, or you can get an offset account with this product. And there's just no fees with ANZ at all. So with these guys, for the redraw, there's absolutely no fees. For the offset, there is a $120 annual fee. So for example, if you look at it over 2 years with the offset, you'll pay $240, whereas with St. George, you're going to pay $395. So if you wanted the redraw, zero fees, no fees at all. But if you wanted the offset, it is, it's really a marginal immaterial cost to get that functionality. So why is this a good deal? Equal to St. George, it's about the second best deal with the cashback. Great for those smaller loan sizes, 250K. This here cannot be understated as well. ANZ are just simply the best for self-employed. This has been true for a while. And if you are self-employed, you really need to consider them, because they do stuff with self-employed that is more technical that other banks just won't. Two quick examples here. They will factor in your last tax return, not the combination of the last two, whereas most banks will look at two, or they'll use they'll factor it in some type of way that might not be advantageous. If you have one good tax return, bang, ANZ are for you. Another thing that's more technical with these guys is they're really good with how you distribute your income. So if you are self-employed and you have trust and distribute it with a bunch of different ways to different people, these guys they see it black and white, and that's really where they sit. So yeah, self-employed, these guys are always worth looking at. Again, super quick turnaround time. You'll get things done, really quick. We're talking 20 days at the absolute lowest, 30, 40 days at the most, depending on how complicated your scenario is. If you've got your ducks in a row, there's no reason why it can't be 20 days. And no fees at all, obviously for the redraw, but a slight annual fee for the offset. And what you need to factor in with these guys, just get us to do the pricing request first. We're seeing the most fluctuation with pricing from them. For example, if we do a pricing request and it comes back at 589 with ANZ and 579 with St. George, it's obviously going to be a better deal for St. George than these guys here. So how should you be thinking about ANZ? As we've discussed, if you're self-employed, they really are the go-to lender for that. Again, they're also good for that second property or third property, just to split your properties and securities with different lenders to maximize cashback. And these guys here have some pretty decent borrowing capacity as well. And something else that shouldn't be understated as well is they have a simpler switch product with ANZ. So if you're someone that is struggling a little bit from borrowing capacity, which is completely normal given that rates have gone up, things are a little bit tougher in the market. These guys have a product that can bypass even looking at your pay slips to get you the refinance done. There are a few conditions that are pretty easy to meet. So yeah, if you're even thinking, oh, look, these look great, but I probably can't service, you probably can with ANZ. Like, it's an amazing product. So in summary, yeah, these are the top 3 best deals. It depends on your strategy too. Like, Bank of China is a great place to hop to for a year or two, and then we'll be managing your mortgage. After 2 years, we can refinance you somewhere else. For example, if you've thought to yourself, for the next 2 years, I'm just going to sit on my home loan, but then at year 2, I'm really going to look to buy that next property. That can be a great trigger point to then go to one of the big 4, St. George or ANZ. You might have a period where you don't need specialized help. Great for Bank of China. But when you do need that level of help and you want to do, things to increase your wealth, then we go back to the big 4. That's how you play the home loan game, and that's how you get the maximum value. So there you guys go. Top 3 best refinance deals. Don't let anyone tell you it's not a good time to refinance, because as you can see, it absolutely is. The Bank of China deal is just insane, quite frankly. These numbers are like, try and find numbers like this anywhere else, and you've still got the big 4 doing really attractive stuff. So opt in, guys. Let us know if you're interested. We'll have a link in the description and in the email you'll be sent, and we'd be glad to help. All the best, guys. See you next time.